Hello, beautiful people. How you doing? To all those beautiful people that are carnivores or keto on a keto diet. Hello, everyone, and all our fans. Doctor just came out clean, talking about how big pharma, made huge payments to doctors to keep you sick, and he's pretty good. He's followed by 2 million people on YouTube and different networks like TikTok and Instagram. So I'm gonna try to translate this or even dub it. His name is Dr. Bayter, and Dr. Bayter or Bayter, spelled as Payter. He's very huge in the Spanish world, and he's a surgeon and anesthesiologist. He was also an intensivist, I think, or urgency doctor too, cardiologist and author of several books. And he has worked for over 30 years in intensive care units in Colombia and Miami. He was one of his top on in his class, and I spoken to him recently several times. He's also the creator of the Perfect Keto Diet, DKP, Dieta Keto Perfecta. It's a method, and he's an athlete too. Ironman. He's top 10, I think, over 35 years old, and he's completed over 30 long distance triathlon races on the Ironman circuit. And as an international speaker, he has given talks in Latin America, the United States, Spain, and he's author of the book Catastrophes in Plastic Surgery, and more than 30 scientific articles, having received the award for Best International Article from the Aesthetic Magazine, American Society of Plastic Surgery. So he's not a nobody, he's somebody important. And his mission is to inspire others, showing that with small changes in daily life, great transformations in health, energy, and well-being can be achieved, can happen. That's what his bio says. So basically, if you eat keto and, meat, fish, eggs, and some seafood, that you're going to get rid of a lot of diseases, or you can avoid and prevent high blood pressure, called hypertension sometimes in Spanish, also obesity, and most importantly, any kind of heart attacks, aneurysms, and things like that. You're going to be very healthy. Also doing, some kind of exercise, 15, 30 minutes a day, eating mostly twice a day, 3 times stop, and protein and saturated animal fats, yeah, that we promote here, obviously, because that's against the Agenda 2032, that they want to feed you with pasture and, maize, wheat, corn, grains, and all this shit, and fruits that they have a lot of fructose, and that's bad for your liver and your kidneys and uric acid and all this stuff, yeah. And we want to be healthy. We want to be healthy. So I'm going to be showing this and translating it at the same time. And there we go, Dr. Biter, and this is what he says. I'm going to trying to not to mute it, but you can hear his voice in the
Quédate conmigo en este story time porque quiero contar.
So stay with me here in this chain of events, because I want to tell you. I'm going to do it a little bit slower and with little not very loud. We want to hear him, but just for me to translate. Yeah, okay. Can you hear it? Yeah. Stay with the storyline, because I want to tell you the reality of payments that the pharma companies make to doctors, universities, and health organizations, and how over 75% of all scientific research and studies, all the scientific papers, are paid by big pharma. Okay? And that's why today we find how to articles that say meat produces diabetes. How can meat produce diabetes? It's not only carbohydrates, but meat, they say now. The red meat
roja
may increase the risk of
natural puede
cancer.
aumentar el
That's a lot of
riesgo
BS, a lot of
de
bullshit.
cáncer de mama
Breast
o de
cancer, colon
cáncer de colon.
cancer
O sea,
produced
como
by
un
meat.
alimento
You know,
natural,
meat is
sin
natural
químicos, que lo
food
hemos
without
comido
chemicals
toda
that
la
we have eaten
vida,
all our
hoy
lives,
nos
and is
dicen
healthy. Today
que
we
da
are told
cáncer.
that it gives cancer.
Bueno,
Well, you see this, yeah? You see how it works, yeah? How Dr. Bayter is explaining this. So we know carbohydrates are the ones, and sugar and fructose the one, giving us diseases, and then intoxication from the environment, whatever. So he promotes being healthy, taking sun baths, swimming, drinking salty water, and seawater too, stuff like that. Doing exercise and eating meat, fish, and eggs. This is the main principle. So we're gonna go a bit faster, yeah. So well,
primero
first, thanks
decirles
to
que a
God,
Dios gracias existen países como
there are
España y
countries
Estados
like
Unidos
Spain and United
que
States.
son
They are
capaces de
able
abrir
to give free
la
access to
información
payments
de
received
los
by
pagos
doctors
que reciben médicos,
and
universidades,
universities,
que es parte de la
which
transparencia.
is
Por lo
part of the
menos aquí en Estados
transparency, at
Unidos,
least in the United
el programa se
States.
llama
And the
Open
program is called
Payments.
Open Payments.
Y Open Payments
And Open
es un
Payments is a
programa
program
que
you see
fue
here implemented
implementado
by
por
Medicare,
Medicare y por los centros de salud para
by
saber
health
cuál es la
care. And
transparencia
to
que
know what is
existe en la
straightforward in the
formulación de los
doctor's
médicos.
formulation,
¿Qué encontró?
what they
Primero,
found was
el
first,
75%,
75%
70%
of
de
all
toda la investigación
scientific
científica
research
está paga
is
y
paid
subvencionada
by
por las
pharmaceutical
farmacéuticas.
companies,
Y además
subsidized and paid.
solamente en Estados
And
Unidos
only in the
hay
United States,
15
there are
millones de
15 million
pagos a
payments to
médicos,
physicians, 50 million payments to
universidades,
physicians, universities, medical
sociedades
associations,
y congresos.
medical
Esos
conferences.
pagos,
These
si
payments in
nosotros
the
los
US
medimos,
alone
superan los 12
exceed
mil millones de
$12
dólares al
billion
año.
dollars per year,
Y
$12 billion
estos
dollars per
pagos,
year. And
aquí
these
lo dice muy
payments,
bien. Estoy hablando de la página
I'm
de
talking
Open
about
Payments.
the open
Entra a
payment
Open
page,
Payments.
go to
Va
open
para honorarios,
payment that goes to
consultoría de los
physicians,
médicos,
consulting,
conferencias,
conferences, travel
gastos
expenses
de
for
viajes de
physicians,
médicos,
doctors,
alojamiento,
accommodation,
comida,
meals, gifts,
obsequios,
credit cards,
pago por
payment for scientific
actividad
activities,
científica, pago por hacer
payment
artículos
for making
científicos
scientific
y pagos
articles, writing
relacionados con
out,
la realización.
payments related
Y
to
tiene todo ello
enhance
acceso
public access to
público a la
information,
información. Y que los que más
and
reciben
that
pagos
those
son
who
los
receive the most
neurólogos,
payment
los
are
psiquiatras,
neurologists,
los
psychiatrists,
cardiólogos, los
cardiologists,
hematongólogos, los
hematologists,
endocrinólogos y los médicos
endocrinologists,
internistas. Y que
and
un médico
the
sí lo puede
internal
recibir,
physicians
tiene que
can
pagar
even
un solo
receive,
médico
single
más de
physician
un
can
millón
even
de
receive
dólares.
$1 million,
Y que
$1
lo
million
que
dollars,
más,
and that
aquí
the
están todas
most
las farmacéuticas,
here are all
recobran
the
todos
report,
estos
all these
pagos.
payments on this
¿Y a dónde
page.
van estos
And where does
pagos?
the payment
Van
go?
para el pago principalmente de la
They
investigación.
mainly go for
Y
scientific
todo,
research, and all
prácticamente todo,
practically all
las farmacéuticas,
pharmaceutical
el
companies, 20% of their
20% de sus
income,
ingresos
the
los
revenue,
destinan
are
a
destined for
investigación hecha
research
por
conducted by
médicos y
physicians
por
and by
universidades.
universities.
Si ustedes miran
If
quién
you
paga la
look at
investigación
how
científica en el mundo,
who pays for the
el
scientific research,
70% la
70% is
pagan las
paid by the
farmacéuticas,
big pharma
el
companies,
20%
and
la pagan las
20% is paid by
universidades,
universities.
pero si
But
ustedes ven
if you
quién
see who
subvenciona las
subsidizes the
universidades, la
universities, the
mayoría,
majority,
además del
in
pago de
addition
nuestra
to the
gente,
payment people
también
make,
subvenciona
is also
las
subsidized
farmacéuticas.
by big pharma.
Así que, señores,
So,
estoy hablando de una realidad.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking
Los
about this,
médicos por
and
mucho tiempo
doctors
se
for a long
entendieron
time, including
que vamos a
myself. We used to
expensas de las
travel
farmacéuticas. Y eso
thanks to the
genera
big pharma, and that
comprometer
produces obviously
que el
a
médico esté
conflict of interest.
recetando
And the doctor is
medicamentos,
prescribing medicines, medication,
por
drugs for
pagos
the
a farmacéuticas.
pharmaceutical
Pero creo que es
payments.
peor. Hacemos
And what is
artículos
worse, we're making
científicos
scientific
mandados a
articles
hacer por las
as by
farmacéuticas y las
the
farmacéuticas
pharmaceutical
escogen a
companies,
quién
big
pagarle.
pharma. They choose the doctors, they choose the
70% de
university
todos los
students.
estudios
70% of all studies
que se hacen en
that
investigación
are
científica
written out
son
in
pagos por
scientific
los médicos,
magazines are paid
el
by big
resto por
pharma, and the
universidades
rest by
y las
universities.
universidades
And
mucho por las
college is paid
farmacéuticas.
by
Es la
pharmacists.
realidad. Las farmacéuticas permearon
Pharmaceutical
todo,
companies
porque hoy en
permeated
día a
all
la gente
this, and
no le
because
interesa
nowadays people
el
are not
mensaje que yo doy,
interested, the message
la
I'm giving
información.
here, which
Le
is a
interesa que
message,
sigamos
a
formulando,
medicine, is
que
interested in
sigamos
us just
formulando
to formulate
vitaminas, que sigamos
statins,
formulando
that we continue to formulate
drogas
drugs
para los
for
dolores, que
pain.
sigamos, eso es lo que le
That's
interesa.
what
Yo debo
interests
decírselos,
you,
por
interest
eso
the
yo
big
no creo
pharma.
en los artículos
That's why
científicos,
do not
hoy
believe
en
in
día,
scientific
y
articles,
no creo en
papers, or
artículos de
whatever. And I don't
farmacéuticos,
believe in
porque
scientific
todos,
papers because of
todos
these
tienen un
and the
interés
conflict
por
of
debajo.
interest. And
Y
there is
toda
some,
la investigación que
underlying
se ha
interest,
hecho
and all the
para
research
nuevos
has
medicamentos
been,
son pagos por la industria farmacéutica. Y toda
subsidized by the big
la
pharma
investigación
industry,
que se hace para comprobar que un
approved
medicamento es
by
bueno
the medical companies and are paid by all these big pharma. So can we believe this? We cannot believe science, of course. Since we have been students, we've been also paid, and the more I formulate, the more I have to prescribe these things and relationships that goes with the students, with the teachers, with the professors, and they're the ones who practically, even when they do all these conferences, otherwise, without the involvement of the big pharma industry, they couldn't, do conferences or anything like this, and they couldn't be traveling around or having credit cards for gas, etc. It's them, the ones that pay the doctors to go to the medical conferences, to listen to the conferences, and already paid. They put the speakers, they know the opinion, you know, the leaders, and they are paid and give the lectures, and therefore almost 20% of the pharmaceutical company's profit go to pay universities, physicians, and for new scientific papers and studies. And but 30% is a marketing strategy, a marketing work of pharmaceutical companies, and it's not done. It's always done directly through universities and with the doctors. It's very important. You know this. And 50% of all big pharma revenue are used to pay for studies and for universities, doctors, and to pay the partnerships, and to pay health organizations, and to get the politicians involved in this. And nowadays, the world's business, chose by pharmaceutical and physicians and by pharmaceutical companies, is to keep people sick, keep people sick and with disease. And 60, 78% of these diseases carbohydrates. You eat rice, pasta, and all this bullshit to continue giving money to the pharmaceutical companies. We don't need, the high blood pressure patient. We don't need the pre-diabetic. We don't need people with aneurysms, heart attacks. We don't need people obese, and all these drugs like ligature, semaglutide, all these medicines are used to prescribe to maintain the business, but it doesn't make people healthy. It keeps people sick. So the only man here is Dr. Bayter. No, no. I want to tell you health is free. And then eating meat and eggs, fish, and seafood is healthy. People they say to me, oh, but the meat is bad for the kidney. No, it's not. And the egg is bad. It doesn't lower your cholesterol. But it's all business. It's all business. You should eat meat. You should eat eggs. You should eat fish, and you won't be sick. Our medical schools, our doctors, our teachers, our professors, those people you consider like gods, nowadays are part of the business, and they deceive you. And I decide not to be part of this relationship of the big pharma, because I tell people to eat meat, chicken, fish, eggs, cheese, and salad, and take the sun. There is the essence of my message, the healing message. I want to heal people. I live to heal people, not to sell business. And I have like almost 15, 16 million followers. Everyone is there. And the only way you can get healthy is follow me. And Dr. Biter has a beautiful page here, Dr. Biter, Baiter. If you want to lose weight, or if you just want to like get healthy with energy, drbiter.com. Well, you got to hear people. You have Mr. Dr. Biter here, and I agree with him. So that's all that he had to say. They pay for all. We already knew these for many, many years, many decades, perhaps. Other people, spoke out. Now, Dr. Biter, that belonged until recently to this, doctor, physician, big pharma business, he's out. He's out. He's come out clean, and he says you have to pass on potatoes, sugar-based products. Sugar is out of the question. Carbohydrates out of the question. So you have to eat eggs, meat, fish, and some seafood. Yeah, okay. Meat, you eat it with eggs. Fish, you eat it with eggs, or you eat it with avocado, for example. But you cannot eat fruits. You have to avoid fruits too because they're fructose, they're sugary. All vegetables, legumes, and stuff like that, they're bad for you. Even the fruit. So we're going full carnivore here. I hope you guys and vegetable oils. Pass on that one too. Go for butter. That is much better choice. Or coconut oil, for example. That's very good too. This conversation is here today with Dr. Bayter. I hope you enjoy and you learn something. So hopefully, and don't forget to get my book. You can get my book. This book is important. It's not about diet, but it talks about big pharma in general. Yeah, biggest scam ever. Biggest scam ever. You can get it. You can get it on Amazon.com if you want. I think some bookshops they have it, on libraries. The biggest scam ever. Conrivist there. Get it and go to conrivist.tv, not .show, .tv. That's for the English speakers. Yeah. Okay. Today with Dr. Bayter. Thank you. So 1 million a doctor and 12 billion they're spending on this. Yeah. Wow. Incredible.
Investigación científica está paga por las farmacéuticas. ¿Listo? Y por eso hoy encontramos cómo hay artículos que dicen que la carne produce diabetes. O sea, ¿cómo la carne produce diabetes? O sea, no eran los carbohidratos, no, ahora también la carne. O la carne roja natural puede provocar